Good evening, good afternoon, everyone. We are here again with Marcelo. Marcelo, I met him, I think it's almost 6 months ago, right? That we
Yeah,
met. And
yeah.
I hold a session with him, but there are two little attendees. So I promised him that I was going to get another session with a full room. And here we are. Thank you all for being here. Marcelo, I know lots about you, but I'm pretty sure everybody here is going to be really excited and very curious to know all about you because you've been living in so many countries and so many cultures, and that's all we love. So please give us a little introduction and get ready for the bunch of questions that are coming up in your direction.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Thank you very much, Simon. And yeah, well, my name is Marcelo Udo. I'm a Brazilian guy living abroad since 2010, I think. Yes, in different countries. I lived in Germany, I lived in Mexico. I had a short period in Japan too when I was 16 years old with my father because Udo, it's a Japanese name, right? Family name. And my father, he's Japanese, by the way. And then I moved to US because of my job. I'm a 51 years old, married with another Brazilian girl. And my wife, she's Brazilian Portuguese. And I have no kids. I have just one dog. His name is Dank because I love the German language. And there's a reason for that. It was a name that we found to say thank you every day to be our friend. For this reason, his name is Dank. Dank means thanks in German, right? Yeah, that's it. I'm from São Paulo. I'm Paulista. Yeah. I'm an engineer, an electronic engineer from FEI in São Bernardo. Yeah. My graduation was in 2001, I think. Yeah. And then I moved to a different country because of my job, and I work with robots, software, digitalization, simulations. And for this reason, I have some special customers here in the US, work for defense, aerospace. And like I said, indirectly, I support customers like SpaceX, Blue Orange, and sometimes NASA, but through my PMs, my customers. Yeah, that's me.
All right, that's really amazing. Um, okay, Renato has already a question. Please go ahead, Renato.
Hi, Marcelo. Nice to meet you. You're living a long time out of Brazil. Where did you born?
In São Paulo, in
Okay,
yeah,
you're a
capital. Yeah,
you're a Paulistano, as you say
Paulistano.
here.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah,
from
okay.
Lapa.
Okay, okay. Do you keep some roots here in Brazil?
Oh yeah, my family, my mom, my friends, and the music. I love music. So it's so interesting that when you move to another country like US, it doesn't matter. You're you start to miss something from your country. When you see when I see the Brazilian flags, it's a kind of the emotion comes. And so and I love music. So for this reason, I keep my roots. I try to keep my roots for Brazil. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to ask some questions later, but let's go ahead. Thank you.
Okay, no problem.
Eric, please.
You said you've been here and there, several different places. It seems like you chose the US. Is there a reason?
Not. Uh, no, no. It was a surprise for me when because I was in Mexico before US, and my boss, because I had a boss responsible for Americas, right, and my located here in US in Chicago area, and he invited me to be here. For would like to join us here in US because you work in Mexico, but sometimes you need to come to US to support some US customers. So make more sense if you move here because we have a position, an open position for you if you like to apply and do an interview and etc. Okay, why not, right? So for this reason, I decided to move from Mexico. I love Mexico, to be honest. It's one of my favorite countries in the world. And I always say that I'm 50% Mexican guy. So,
Right.
But because of the opportunity, the technical opportunity and the career, I decided with my wife to move to US.
Right. Would you go back to Mexico, to live?
Maybe. My plan is after retirement. Yes, this is my plan. Because I have a Mexican green card. I can't leave Mexico without any
Okay.
problem.
Because in Brazil, we get a lot of just bad news. Mexico gets the bad rep in general. I think until you go there, maybe. But
depends of the place. If you go to the north, for example, yes, and the borders, around the borders, it's a big problem. Yeah. So, but
yeah, it's kind of like how do you say 880?
Yeah, yeah. The Mexican, they are looking like Brazilian people. You know, the culture, the happiness, and the friendship. They are so friendly guys. So I think it's more Brazilian than Mexico. But anyway, so it's something that I'm planning to return to Mexico in the future, maybe.
Like, cool.
Yeah, and the language too. I love Spanish. I love.
Yeah, I need to learn some Spanish myself.
Mexican Spanish, by the way.
Oh, that's special indeed. All right, guys. Thank you, Eric. João, please.
Hey, Marcelo.
Hey, João.
Oh, tell me, what is the experience like moving from another country to another? For instance, I love books and I have a bunch of them. So, what normally what you do when you're moving from another country to another? You carry books to them with you, or what you do?
Yeah, this is a good question, João. Thank you. It's not easy. It's not easy. Decide to move to another country, especially when you different countries like, for example, Germany and Mexico and US. Different culture, different language, different everything. You know. So, but to be honest, my wife and I adopted the idea. Okay, we are immigrants. We are not Brazilian anymore. We can live everywhere. So I have no kids. This is okay. Make my life easier, right?
Yeah.
But during my last movement, I brought a lot of things from Mexico because you can put on the truck and then cross the border and that's it. You don't need to take the special transportation or whatever,
good.
you know.
Good.
So it's very easy to move from Mexico to US.
All right.
But when you move from Brazil, when I moved to Brazil to Mexico, it was a problem. And then you can see that your life is only for luggages. That's it. It's amazing.
Great.
It's
Great.
something to think about, you know.
Yeah.
Because if you a lot of people around the world try to buy things, you know, to keep everything. Oh, I need this and that, but a lot of things like beautiful cars, beautiful everything, right? But then when you need to decide, when you decide to move to another country, it's just your luggage and your memories.
Sure. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Sure. All right. Thank you, Marcelo.
Thank you. Oh, by the way, I use the Kindle. I don't have paper books. I have Kindle to read, you know.
Good.
Richard, are you ready?
Yeah, hi, thanks. Marcelo, pleasure to make your acquaintance. My question is twofold. One is of a personal nature, which would be it's interesting that your wife is Brazilian, and I'd like to know when you met, how long you've been together, and how she has adapted to moving from country to country with you. And the second one is, it's quite fascinating that SpaceX is one of your clients, who happens to be from the crazy South African, as we call him back in South Africa.
Well, my wife and I, we worked together at the same company in Brazil, and then we decided to marry, right? And after that, we lived in Brazil for, I think, after marriage, I think we lived in Brazil for 3 years. Yes, 3 years. And then we moved to Germany. And she's always open to move to any country. She's I always said she's more crazy than me, you know. So, and yeah, she's very open. She loves to move for different countries, cultures, and etc. She loves to learn languages, and there's no problem regarding this topic. So yeah. And the second question, it was regarding the SpaceX, right? So yeah, because of my job, just let me describe a little bit more in details about my job right now. So I'm a technical consultant, like a sales consultant for Siemens. Siemens is a German company. I have been working for Siemens for 40 years. Yeah, almost 25. For this reason, I moved to different countries. And now I'm a technical consultant, sales consultant for specific softwares and hardware, electronic solutions, right? And for OEMs means original equipment manufacturer. They build machines, right? So they build machines for. I have one specific customer here from 30 minutes from my house. They build machines for SpaceX to build parts of the rockets, you know, the side part, small parts inside the rockets. So I don't know exactly what they do because it's a confidential topic. Because I'm a Brazilian, I can't access all the information. I need special authorization from the SpaceX and sometimes from the government. If the SpaceX will do something for NASA, I need a special authorization from NASA to see the process and the parts and that this customer will produce. But anyway, this isn't part of my job. So just to explain about what is the relationship between me and NASA and SpaceX and Blue Origin and defense in aerospace in general.
Very interesting. Thanks for sharing. All right, Kiara. Kia, she has a question.
Yeah, good day to you, Marcelo.
Hello.
I think I missed where you live
Oh, yeah.
exactly in US, like what part?
Yeah, I live in Minneapolis, Minnesota state. It's
Oh, yeah.
upper west. Look, very close to Canada.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Ademilso.
And
Yeah, exactly. It's a very cold place, to be honest.
Where
Yeah.
is that exactly?
Yes, exactly.
All right.
Yeah,
All
here
right.
is the singer, the Prince, the singer.
Yeah.
He was born here in Minneapolis.
And what would you say is the thing that you like the most about living there specifically? And my second question then is, what do you dislike the most about the US, culturally or socially, maybe?
Yeah, it's amazing city here. Here you can find the proud American culture everywhere. You know, it's not like Chicago. It's not as big city like Chicago or New York. I always said that Minneapolis is a kind of mini Chicago, right? Different people from different countries, and yeah, the mix of cultures here. So you can see Latin people, Asian people, African people. So it's a very nice city. It's a very safe city to live.
Mm-hmm.
The criminal records here is so low. I never heard any kind of problems like in Mexico when I live in Mexico and Brazil. So it's a very calm place to live, right? And what I dislike here for sure is the weather. The weather here is terrible during the winter.
Like cold or
cold,
dark?
very, very cold and dark. Last winter we achieved minus 35 degrees Celsius.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty cold. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the problem for Minneapolis. But of course, the city, it's adapt everything. You know, you can go everywhere. You can go shopping. You can go to the supermarket. You can go everywhere during the winter, no problem. There's a lot of activities outside, so you can go snowboarding, you can go ski, everything. You know, so yeah, and for this reason, because of the weather. Here, the Americans normally they are so cold too. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? There's no, especially for foreign like me, you can't make a lot of friends here easily. It's almost impossible. You know, so there's a expression here. We say Minnesota nice. You can Google it's Minnesota nice. Look, it means people are friendly, but don't come to talk with me. You know, you know what I mean? This kind of thing.
Well, they say that about a lot of Americans too, that they ask how you are, but then they don't really want to really talk with you.
Yeah, deep conversations, forget about it. Forget about it. Yeah, I have some American friends here because I do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And there's a lot of Americans there practicing like me. And then for this reason, I made some friends, but it's not easy.
Yeah.
It's not easy. Of course, I have Brazilian friends, Mexican friends, a lot, because we are different, right? When you talk about friendship.
Okay.
I don't know if you answered your question.
Yeah, you did. Thank you.
I believe Paulino is here as well, and he has a question, but he's using his phone, so we cannot see him. Paulino, can you hear us? Do you have a question?
Hello?
Oh, yes, we hear you.
Good day to everyone.
Good
Hello.
evening.
Hello, Paulino.
Okay, sorry to be with the camera off because I have problem of connection. That's why I put the camera off. I'd love to ask to Mr. Let me see the name.
Yeah, it's Marcelo.
Mr. Marcelo. Okay.
Yeah.
So you told us that you don't have kids.
No
right?
kids. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no kids. And you have a wonderful dog.
Yeah. Yeah, my dog. His name is Dunk. Huh?
Of course. Yeah, good.
Let me see if I can
You
show
are
you.
You are 51 years old.
Oh, wow, that's a cute dog. Look at those eyes.
Yeah, it's Australian Shepherd. I don't know. What is Paulino? We lost
Yeah, we
Paulino?
cannot hear him that well. Paulino, do you have a question still? Because we cannot hear you that well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I can listen, Paulino.
No, we cannot hear him.
You can
Paulino, please,
type the question.
can you put it on the chat,
Let me put
your
off.
question, and turn off the mic because we can hear you. That is a little bit disturbing. Sorry. Okay, guys, let's move on. Laura has been waiting for a while with her question. Please go ahead.
Hi, Marcelo. Nice to meet you.
Hi,
And a
Laura.
different question, because you said that you're Brazilian, but your father is Japanese, and you also
Yes.
spent a period of your life there. So, which are your connection with Japan? Are you also going there? Because, like, in your traveling, like to Germany, Mexico, and the US, you never mentioned Japan. Like, you have still connections, or I mean, I was just curious.
Yeah, well, my relationship with Japan, of course, it's since was a child because my father and my father's family came from Japan during between the first and the second war. They moved to Brazil, right? And yeah, I live in Japan in 1996 because my father moved like a delegation job to Japan to work, and I was 16 years old during this time, or 16 or 17, something like that. And I did some at the end of my high school, you know, and of course I can. During this time, I spoke Japanese a lot, and I was more involved with the culture. But after married, I lost a little bit the connection between my Japanese side, you know, and I forgot a lot of words. I don't speak Japanese anymore. I can understand, I can listen and understand the people talking, but I can't answer anymore. So I don't read. I don't understand the Japanese vocabulary. But I'm still having some relatives in Japan. So I have cousins, uncles, but I don't have any contact anymore. And I never visit Japan after this time. So yeah. The only connection that I have with Japan right now is the jiu-jitsu. That's it.
But which are your memories about that period that you spent in Japan? You had also some cultural shock between the culture in
Yeah, it was
Brazil and Japan.
yes, it was a shock, to be honest, because in Japan, they work a lot. Work all the time. You know, all the focus is only to work and make, not like here in US, you of course you need to work and make money, right? But in Japan now, they have a different mind about the work. So the discipline, yeah, I'm still keeping this skill, you know, because the discipline in Japan, it's amazing. It's amazing. I remember when I started to study in Japan, I used the public transportation, and my first day, I saw the plate saying, "Oh, bus number 7:03 a.m." But it's impossible. 7:03 a.m. No, it's not possible. At 7:03, the bus stopped and opened the door. So it's amazing. In Japan, everything works. Everything, more than Germany. It's amazing. The discipline, I think I kept the discipline with me. Yeah, the Japanese discipline, for sure.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, thank you, too.
Laura, it was your first time, but it was spot on. Thank you for your questions. Really nice. Maria, our youngest in the room. She's just 17, guys, and she's back. What's your question, Maria?
Hi, Marcelo. You mentioned that you live in Germany, so I wanted to ask, did you like it, and what did you like the most? And also, where did you live in Germany?
Well, I live in Nuremberg.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a very Bavaria area, right? It's a
South.
very nice. Yeah, south. Yes, it's a very nice place to live. And one of the things that I love in Germany for sure is the language. I love. I don't speak very well the German language, but I love it because it's so. Dislike, I don't know, maybe. Sorry, guys, but maybe the people, the German, they are so square. Like I remember that I need to open a banking account in Germany, And the manager said, asked me, do you speak German? And I said, no. Okay, we need to read the contract. You need to bring someone to translate to you because I need to read the contract. I said, what? What's the reason to read the contract? To open a banking account? No, this is the rule. It is what it is. Okay. This kind of thing, the bureaucracy in Germany, the bureaucracy, not the people, the bureaucracy, it's so boring. So boring, in my opinion. They are so squared. Maybe because of that, the Germany, it's one of the biggest country, the biggest economy in the world, maybe, right? But the food, it's good. I love it. Yeah, I love. And the beer, of course.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good question. All right, Marcelo, I think that for us here in Europe, to hear that about Germany is not that strange for us because we also agree how boring they are and so strict, right? All right.
Yeah, I visited Belgium once a long time, I think 2018 before the pandemic, and I love Belgium. I love it. I visit Brussels, and I don't remember the other cities, small cities. But yes, the one thing that I saw is, oh my goodness, this is very interesting because during the lunch, I visit Belgium because of the specific training in my company, and during the lunch time table, you can listen for 3-4 different languages.
Yeah.
French, Dutch, Flemish, English.
So
oh my goodness.
multicultural, yeah. That's a good thing about this country. Well, in Germany, they don't have that. It's just one language. A huge country.
Depends.
But
The
then, of
accent,
course,
dialect, yes.
it seems like you hear something else, right? All right, guys. Thank you, Marcelo. Let's move on. Renato is back with another question.
You are muted, Renato.
Oh, yeah.
Me and Maria have the same numbers in terms of age, just to have to invert, okay? 17 to 71. It's a small detail, okay?
That's
Okay,
good.
okay. Yeah, but Marcelo, I was curious to know about political aspect because you live in a democratic state.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that's not a good subject to talk about. I think that it can bring some confusion, some mess in our conversation. Yeah, but I think that the one a kind of thing that not make that doesn't make me surprised was the aspect of the environment, the friend environment in Minnesota, mainly in Minneapolis. Minneapolis is a city that has the same size and the same population that mine, for coincidence, than Santos is in São Paulo. I think that we have already known. Yeah. But when I was in Canada, I remember that was very difficult to create some links with Canadian people. I don't know if if Minnesota has the same characteristic or Minneapolis. I don't know exactly, but this is a kind of thing that probably make you feel wish to come back to Mexico because I consider that Mexico probably, as you said, has more characteristics than Brazilians. Yeah. And I think that this one aspect that I remember that was really annoying for me, the behavior, the I think that I when I was in Canada, mainly in Toronto, I think that it seemed that people were looking for you, administrating your life. So this was boring for me. Yeah. But okay.
No,
And,
we
yeah.
don't have this kind of situation here, especially in Minneapolis. No. So they respect you, your independence, like your life. They respect a lot.
Yeah. How is the characteristic of the citizen in Minneapolis, the population? Are too mixed, or most of them are Americans, pure American?
No, it's a big mix from Norway, from Sweden, from Denmark. What else? Germany.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because of that, they have a football team here called Viking, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the Viking football, the American football team.
Yeah.
It's very popular here. Just to let you know, Kamala Harris lost the last election here in Minnesota. Yes.
Even being left side.
Yes. Yeah. She lost because the downtown, the Twin Cities. Twin Cities means Minneapolis and St. Paul, right?
St. Paul.
Yeah. So here in this area, yes, Kamala Harris won the elections, but the countryside lost. So, and then when you count the votes, the Kamala lost the election here.
Yeah. St. Paul is the city where Bruce, our director, was born. Yeah.
Oh, really?
He says that he is Paulista. He is Paulista too. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, my friend.
No problem.
All right, Richard.
Thanks, Marcelo. I'm going to go back to your career and your job, particularly the sensitivity of data or information that's shared with you. How do you handle that? How do you deal with it? Are there your day-to-day life? I'm sure they share lots of sensitive information for anything that you have to do.
Yeah, if you understood well, so yeah, there's it's complicated sometimes, Richard, because like I said, I have some confidential projects, and especially during this time, as we are passing turbulence time, right? And the government, the US, they are investing a lot of money in defense, a lot. You have no idea. So, and for this reason, we have 1,000 confidential projects, and sometimes it's hard to manage this kind of situation because, like I said, I'm not American. I just hold a green card yet. I don't have American citizenship. Maybe in the future, but doesn't matter if you are not 100% American. They don't trust you when you're talking about defense or the government stuff, So sometimes I need to get some support from my colleagues, American colleagues, to get involved and get more information, and then we can discuss together. So, for example, just an example. Next, in 2 weeks, we will have a special workshop in Maryland, Baltimore. During this workshop, we'll have a lot of government people and some aerospace people and defense and etc. I will not be there because I'm not American. And my customers will be there, but not me. Of course, my colleagues will be there like American. They are Americans, but I can't. It's a kind of frustration, but sometimes happens.
And just to interject, sorry, man, do you feel any fear of taking on these projects or dealing with these projects?
No. So, I'm just, I always, Richard, look for the technical part, not, of course, in the end, I don't know what the project will be sometimes, or if they will create a new weapon or new jet or whatever. I just only see the technical part. I don't care about the future or what does it mean,
Awesome. Thanks, man.
Okay.
Oh, before moving to João, Paulino, he wanted to ask a question and he's gone now, but I need to answer him back. He would like to know, Marcelo, if you could help them, people from Angola, when it comes to jobs. Like he's also engineer with technical skills. How could they apply for a job overseas? It doesn't need to be US, but just like how did you do it? And how could you give some tips for people who'd like to do the same as you did?
Yeah. So in my case, it was a little bit easy because I start in an international company in Brazil. So with different plants and offices everywhere around the world. So I really suggest you, if you want to move to another country, if you don't hold European citizenship or American or another citizenship, apply for an international company in your country, and always say that you have an intention to move to another country through the same company. I did this because when I joined Siemens in Brazil, I had a chance to move to Germany and back to Brazil and Mexico and then US. Always same company. It's easier because you can get the visa very fast. Mexico, if you want to go to Mexico, you just need to apply. You can apply directly in Mexico company, no worries. It's a very nice place to work. But if you want to go to US, the easiest way, it's like I described before. So you need to apply in Brazil first or in your country and then move to US. Because if you apply here in US, you need to be a PhD, doctor, this kind of thing for the companies accept you. Because we have a lot of Americans looking for a job too, you know.
All right. That's fair. Thank you. Let's move on. João, please.
Hey, Marcelo, tell us, please, how hard is the process to get a green card in the USA?
Oh my God. Oh yeah, it's a hard trip, man. Very hard trip. In my case, I applied for the L1A visa. It's an intercompany visa.
Good.
Yeah, so I was in Mexico and I applied for this kind of visa and moved to US. It's the easiest way to get the green card, in my opinion. But it's hard.
Are there some specific requirements?
Yeah, because you need to prove that you are the best in your job. You need to 1,000 paperwork, certificate, diplomas, reference letters. I remember my petition had around 1,000 pages. 1,000.
Gosh.
Yes, and almost 1,000. And then after get the visa, you move to US, and then you need to talk with your boss or managers to apply to the green card. You know, so in my case, it was a kind of you need to prepare another petition showing to the U.S. government that Marcelo wants to be a permanent resident.
Okay.
And then start another paperwork. Lawyers involved. Just to let you know, it's around $25,000, $25,000, the entire process. And the process takes around 1.5 years, or less.
Ooh,
it's 3 stages. The first one is prepare a petition for the green card, and then you start to investigate your life. The second one, it's a kind of deep investigation, involve FBI and other agencies. And the third stage, it's they call bulletin visa bulletin. For Brazilians, it's you need to wait for 3 months to get the green card. It's the easiest part. The last part, it's very easy because it's only 3 months. But the second take around 1 year and 3 months, or sometimes 1.5 years. Yeah, in my case, it could be 1.5 years or 2 years. But for Chinese, Indian, could be more like Chinese. I have a Chinese friend here. He works in the same company. He works with me. He's a partner. He started the green card process 12 years ago. 12 years ago. And still waiting. Maybe more, 8 years. For Indian, my boss now, she's Indian. She's from India. And She started the green card process, I think 6 or 7 years ago. Depends of your country. Angola, I think it's around 15 or 16 years. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
For
Yeah,
European,
so
it's
insightful.
6. No, for the European, it's around 6 months. 6 months, 1 year maximum.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, thank you, Marcelo.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Guys from Angola, you can read the chat that Richard just gave you some tips. All right, Eric.
So you mentioned that you don't have kids. So you're 50 something years old, and because I don't remember, 53?
51.
51 years old, and you're relatively successful. I don't know what you consider. I would consider you to be successful. What is your opinion on having kids?
It was a choice between my wife and I, because of the lifestyle that we have, moved to different countries. We decided to have no kids, so, but I'm okay with this position. I'm okay with the situation. Of course, if you have kids, it's another life, it's another everything, so maybe change your, I can't say anything because I didn't have this experience. Yeah. But I have some friends that say, if you have kids or no kids, the life is changed a lot because, especially in my case, because I moved to different country. But hopefully this is the last movement, right? US. This is not the last, but after retirement, I'm planning to move to Mexico again. But yes, I think it was a choice between my wife and I, Eric. But I'm okay with the situation. I have no problem. I have a dog, and of course, it's not a kid. I treat my dog like a friend, not a kid. But I have someone to take care.
Mm-hmm. All right. Thank you, Marcelo, for sharing something very personal. Actually, as a matter of fact, that was Paulino's first question as well, but I told him, oh, he kind of already answered. So let's try to ask another question. And Richard just gave you a nice compliment here. He said you look like you are 21 because of the
Oh my
fact that you
gosh.
don't have children. So for the ones who you see, Eric, you also don't have children. And if you keep like that, you're gonna look young forever.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Okay, first timer here, Rosie from Spain.
Oh,
She's
hello.
getting ready with a
Hi, everyone.
question. Hey.
Yeah, my question is, what about your hobbies? How have you managed to practice your hobbies in the new countries? And which challenge have you faced? And if you have found a new hobbies along of the way?
Yeah, during my life, Rosie, I had a lot of hobbies, but one of my hobbies that I'm still doing, I'm a DJ. And
Oh, that's why you have a mic. Is that the reason I have this fancy mic there?
yes. I don't know if I told you, Simon, but during
Yes, you
the
did. You did. You
yeah,
did.
during the pandemic, I had a radio show with Bruce, and and I bought this microphone here during
That's
this time.
nice.
So, but I'm a DJ since I was 14 years old. So I was a
Wow.
DJ before, and then I moved, and then I decided to be an engineer. I think it's it's my second job. Engineer is my second job. I'm still practicing here. I'm still playing music here in some festivals, some special occasions, some weddings. And for example, this weekend we'll have a Brazilian party here in Minneapolis. I was invited to play some Brazilian music. Yeah. And this is one of my hobbies. And another hobby that I have, it's jiu-jitsu, right? So I practice jiu-jitsu every week. I'm a blue belt right now, but I practiced judo in Brazil a long time ago. I was a brown belt in judo, and helped me a lot here with my jiu-jitsu. And this is the only two hobbies that I have right now. And what else? And it's not a hobby, but I didn't mention to Laura, but the Italian language is my favorite language. I'm trying to learn Italian. Yeah.
Oh,
It's a choice, my choice, because when I moved to Germany, I learned German because I was living there, right? You need to talk in German. And I moved to Mexico. I practiced Spanish because I was living in Mexico. But now I never lived in Italy. But I love Italian language. I love. So I think it's my third hobby right now, practicing Italian.
and it definitely answered her question. Do you have another
Thank
one?
you. Thank you very much.
All right, she doesn't.
Oh,
Okay,
and Rosie,
yeah.
I love the Spanish accent. I love it more
Oh,
than.
so we're gonna have to have another session with a bunch of Spanish speakers to ask Marcelo
Yeah,
questions.
but the accent from Spain, not from.
Oh, not Latin. Okay,
No, from
Spain.
Spain. Yeah,
All right.
my favorite for sure.
Muchacho, muchacho. Okay, Kia, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Sorry for my camera. I think my laptop hasn't had its update since months, so that's why. Anyway, you have mentioned that music is very important for you. I think you have a really cool hobby. And yeah, to the topic, I'm making my summer playlist. So if you have a good uh, song for me to add, what is your favorite song from USA and favorite song from Brazil?
Oh my God.
That's gonna be difficult.
Okay, that might have been a difficult
Maybe he's
question.
gonna send you a playlist with 100 songs.
No, I think it's one of the hardest question that I.
Like a very good summer song.
Yeah, from US right now. Oh, yeah, I don't remember the singer names, but it was a suggestion from my friend here in US. I need to check because let me see here. Wait a minute. So, because she suggested me, look, try to listen to this guy. It's a very nice singer. So for the summer, right? So let me see here.
Yes.
I don't remember. Oh, she sent me an audio, not a. But anyway, I check here and then put in the chat. So because I don't remember his name, it's a very popular right now. So if you go to the Billboard, I think I can check here the Billboard top 100.
Uh-huh.
And so it's Morgan Wallen. I don't know if you heard about that. About this guy,
Nope.
Morgan Wallen.
You can write it down because I'm very
Yeah, I write down. Yes, yeah. It's
Yes.
a very nice. It's a very nice guy. They are made a lot of music in here in US. Morgan Wallen. Oh, sorry, Morgan.
Morgan
I
Wallen.
put in the chat. Morgan Wallen. Yes.
All right.
They are very famous here right now in US. Play a lot of good songs. It's a pop music, right?
Yeah, I'll check it out. Thank you.
And Brazil. Oh, Brazil. It's hard to say, Chiara, because I created a playlist, I think 2 weeks ago, with some Brazilian songs that I love, and I always listen since I was a child, because my father, he's Japanese, but he loves samba, right?
Oh.
Yeah, but old samba, not the new ones, the non pagode, the old, the roots.
Yeah.
And yeah, I can share with you my playlist because I created the Apple Music. The playlist name is Brasilidades. Some music from the past, from 80s,
Yeah.
from 70s, decades. Old samba, old school samba. Yeah.
So can we follow you on Apple or on Spotify or
No, Apple.
we-
I will share with you
Yeah.
the link.
Nice.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
All
it's a very hard question for me when someone asks me,
Yes.
what is your favorite song? Oh my goodness, I'm a DJ. I don't know. Oh,
I
by the way,
know.
I love electronic music, especially bands from Belgium. Yeah.
Yes, yes. We
Yeah.
have very good 90s I think 90s music for that.
Yeah, there one band. I think they just released one song in Belgium in '90s. I think the name is Tribantura. Then the song's name is Lack of Sense. It's oh my goodness, it's amazing.
Okay, okay.
Lack of Sense. Look for you can Google or YouTube Lack of Sense Tribantura. It's a Belgian band.
Tribantura.
Yes,
I have
Tribantura.
not heard from it, but I will add it right now. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Chiara, for putting Marcelo on the spot because he was so
yeah.
confident answering all the questions. Boom, 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 boom. No thinking, I know it all. And then you got him.
Poor
He
guy.
had to
Yeah.
think. Thank you for that.
Oh, well.
Okay, Renato.
Marcelo, following this path, do you believe that your hobby? I don't know. I think it's not a fallback, but I think that's your hobby. And do you believe that this was a kind of thing that opened doors for you in terms of relationship in the US?
When you talk about jiu-jitsu, yes,
No,
for
no,
sure.
jiu-jitsu. Okay, okay.
Yeah, for sure. Because there's a lot of Americans practice jiu-jitsu right now, competitions and etc., seminars. And yes, and the good thing is I'm Brazilian, and the Brazilian jiu-jitsu came from Brazil, right? Not the jiu-jitsu, the original jiu-jitsu came from Japan, but the Brazilian jiu-jitsu came from Brazil. And a lot of Americans ask me about Brazil, the culture and everything. A lot of the Americans try to speak some Portuguese, right? It's terrible because the Americans don't speak any other language than in English. But yeah, but for the DJ, I don't know, maybe sometime because, like I said, I just played in some kind of Brazilian events and or Brazilian parties or weddings with Brazilian people involved, you know. So. And no, and to be honest, I don't want to be a professional DJ. Like I just play just for fun, you know.
Yeah, you made me remember that the first time I was in the US, in California, many people asked me who about the Grace family. Yeah,
yeah.
The Jiu-Jitsu Grace family. I don't know who is Grace family. Yeah, and and they went to me to tell information about them. But I don't know. I don't know about Grace family.
Grace family.
My sport was volleyball, so I don't know nothing about them. Yeah, another aspect that I got curious. You lived in different countries, okay? So, do you think that this kind of life made you more skilled to learn language? Because I think that your English is very easy to understand, in spite of you living a long time in US. Okay, and I think that you didn't listen a kind of Brazilian rhythm, not a kind of Brazilian accent, Brazilian rhythm. Yeah, I don't know if I'm right or not. Yeah, but I think that this is a kind of thing that I feel the difference between people that speak English like as a second language. Yeah. How do you feel that?
Yeah, this is a good question because I grew up speaking two different languages, right? Japanese and Portuguese, not English. And when you grow up, listen and talk in different language in your mind, I think that your brain will be prepared to absorb more different language. You know what I mean? For example, when I started to study English in Brazil a long time ago, I think 14 years old. But it was very easy to understand. Okay, it looks like different language, but yeah, my brain started to assimilate, you know, the words and etc. And then I moved to Mexico. I never studied Spanish in my life. Never. Of course, Spanish and Portuguese, they are very, very close, right? The pronunciations is different, but the grammar is a little bit different too. But the words look very similar, right? and never studied Spanish, but I lived in Mexico for 6 years, and I learned a lot with my colleagues, typing emails, messages, and etc. So, and German, no, I don't speak German well. But yes, I think it's talk with different language or open your mind to other language like Italian. Now I'm trying to learn Italian language. So, and because well, when you're talking about my accent, English accent, yeah, I think you are correct. I think that I use the Brazilian, the Portuguese rhythm like to speak English. I don't like to talk like American guys. And I have a friend here. He's from Chicago, and he told me, Marcelo, I can understand your accent. I don't know where your accent came from. It's not a Brazilian accent. It's not a Mexican accent. I don't know. Maybe it's a mix. Yeah, it makes sense, your question, Renat. Maybe I mix this language in my mind and create my own accent.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I remember when I went to Italy, I told to Laura 2 months ago, I tried to do my best to speak at least some words in Italian, okay? Like arrivederci, buonasera, and so on. So I think that's a kind of be polite with Italian people. But I think that you had different experience, and I think that you have to deal with these situations and speak different languages many times during your life. Yeah, this is curious for me.
Yeah, now I just speak Portuguese, English, and Spanish. That's it. I don't speak German anymore and Japanese. No, just 3 languages every day, every single day, because I have some Spanish, Mexican co-workers, Latin co-workers, and then we decide when we talk with each other, we just talk in Spanish for internal meetings, business meeting, right? To keep practice the language, right? And English every day, right? Sure. And Portuguese with my wife, and sometimes when I practice jiu-jitsu.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Yeah, I think Renato was spot on when it comes to accents, because I also don't hear the Brazilian accent. However, when you speak, you kind of speak Brazilian in your English, you know what I mean? So it's really interesting when it comes to that. And I also agree with you, because me as well and Kiara also here, we speak 5 languages, and it's pretty much the same. When you start from 1 to 2, the third comes easier. It just your brain, they get used to it. And then when it comes to German, for Brazilian, like I've been living in Belgium for so many years, and I don't speak German at all. It's just so difficult for us. I know maybe some people learn when they're really like little, maybe helps. But when you're older and you want to learn, German really, really sucks. It's a very difficult language. And it's very similar to Dutch. Like Marcelo was saying, English, I mean, Spanish, Portuguese are similar. It's easier. Many people told me that, but it's still, I never learned German. It's so difficult. So, Marcelo, time's up. We just ran out of time. I would like to thank you for
Yeah.
taking some time out of your busy schedule to spend 1 hour with us. It's been lovely. I really enjoy it and I learned a lot. It really went like in a good flow. I was concerned that some questions it would take a little bit longer and then others, but you nailed. It's clear that you're used to doing this kind of meetings. You're really so comfortable, and it was really, really a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Oh,
Thank
thank you.
you,
I really,
Marcelo. Thank you.
yeah, I really appreciate to invite me, Simone. I always open to discuss, to talk, and so yeah, like you said, I have a very tough agenda, and yeah, but yeah, we can talk later on. So yes, thank you very
Yes,
much, everybody.
definitely. Because we've touched so many different topics, and you keep surprising us with the languages, with the hobbies, with your work. It was really, really, really nice. Thank you guys for being here with us. Next meeting is
Yeah.
Saturday. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you,
And you all have a
Marcelo.
good
Okay,
Thank you,
guys.
guys. See you.
Thank you,
Bye
guys.
bye.
Thank you.
Thank
Have a
you,
great day.
Simone.
You.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.
Bye bye.